Good morning, or at least it's morning for me. I am here to give a review on the Maybelline Superstay base. I've been really excited to try that, as well as have a lipstick in the way, as well as I'm going to try the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. There's a package for that I shouldn't have. Well, the package is in the trash. Forget it. This is the shade Hazelnut. I just got it last night. I'm on the hunt for a decent concealer. I've been looking for a while, and the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. This is the shade Pioneer, and I've tried this once before, and I had a bad experience with it, but I am willing to try it again. Now, I have already moisturized. I started with my Pixie toner, and then I moved on to my acne control moisturizer from Clean and Clear, as well as a hyaluronic acid serum, and I finished off with my Philosophy honey and cream body souffle that I use on my face because it works. It smells good. It's okay for my skin. Let me just adjust here. All right. I need some chapstick. That's my Burt's Bees Vanilla Bean Moisturizing Lip Balm. I recently got it to try, and it's not as long lasting as I wish it were. So I've already moisturized, and now I'm gonna prime. I'm gonna prime with my Tatcha Silk Canvas. I usually like to use a primer, the same brand as the base, but unfortunately, I do not believe I have a Maybelline primer. I don't see one. I don't think I have a Maybelline primer, which is kind of surprising. All right, I'm okay. Ooh. Ooh. So I've recently started using this Tatcha. Oh, it gave me a little bit of a headache. I recently started using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer that I've always heard such lovely things about. And I can't say I'm disappointed. Um, I don't really know what to think of it in total, to be honest, because it just feels like a really good primer. But do I feel like it's doing anything special? Anything extra? Maybe not, besides blurring and filling. But I guess that's really what you need in a primer. So I'll apply a little more up here. I'm going to apply some on my eyelid as an eyelid primer. And maybe my eyelids won't get so oily throughout the day. I've tried placing hyaluronic acid, toner, etc. on my eyelids. My eyelids forever get oily. I sound like a bag of coal right now. Next, I'm going to move on to which primer do I want? I need another primer because as great as the Tatcha Silk Canvas is, it does not mattify. But this is supposed to be Superstay full coverage, super matte. From what I've heard, it's super matte. Let's read the claims on the back. Oh, I got this shade in 362 Truffle. I had deep bronze, but deep bronze was a little too deep, and I thought, well, I'd rather mix a lighter shade with a darker shade. It claims to have full coverage foundation, up to 24-hour wear, seamless matte finish, breathable and comfortable fade, and transfer resistant, oil free / doesn't clog pores. Dermatologist tested. All right. Well, you know what? It says that it is all right. It says that it has a matte finish. So I'm going to trust that I can get a matte finish without having to put on a flash matte primer like I usually would. I usually put on a primer that makes my face really matte, but today I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just rely on the foundation. But first, my eyebrows are relying on me to do them. Everything comes out right. I don't get people who can do their eyebrows at the end of their makeup. Like how? I mess up. And the way I do my eyebrows, I could never. I just slap some product on and then cut them out with some concealer, and it's like a cookie cutter. They're there, aren't they? They look fine. They are socially acceptable enough for me. And what I do is just spray some setting spray into the little lid. Take an angled brush. Use my Too Faced chocolate bar. Use the shade Dark Truffle. Just this one. You get the brush just a little damp. Wipe it off a little bit if it's too wet. And then I just start outlining stuff. And usually however it comes out, but it'll look decent. I'm gonna grab, yeah, that's a little bit more close up. See, this is why I suck at eyebrows. Look at this. Terrible, thick, black, too dark, thick. But they come out looking acceptable in the end. So just wait for it. As you can see, there is some sort of shape, and I just cookie cutty it out. Cookie cutty? I don't think that's a phrase nor a word, actually. Well, who's gonna tell me otherwise? Why would I care? Alright, now I'm going to start putting this concealer to the test. No, actually, I will not. I'm kidding. I'm not. I use a thicker concealer usually, and this is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's liquidy or not, so I'm using my, whoa. I'm using my Shiny Toned palette, concealer palette. I put it on an eyeshadow palette, and I was like, that's not supposed to be there. You know where when you have dings in certain places, and you just automatically reach for it without looking good, and you pull out the wrong thing, and you know it's not supposed to be there. Then, but I did reorganize my entire setup last night until like 1:15 in the morning. I just wanted to reorganize, make more space, and get all my products that I use more often actually on my vanity, because I have a lot of products, but I only use some of them once a week or sometimes not at all. And I just needed them in storage, not on my vanity. Concealer shade I'm using is sort of running out, so I'm like having to really get in there. How come I can always get my arc perfect on my left side but not my right side? Alright, my eyebrows might not be perfectly even, but they are not twins. They are sisters. I'm taking an angled, a dense angled brush. It's a freaking lipstick. Ugh. See, this eyebrow looks like trash, and this one's just like. I don't know what kind of music this is. I just put on a uncopyrighted playlist and let it play. Alright. This is annoying. Real annoying. Like, it'd be okay if they didn't look that different. I'm gonna have to fix that or it's gonna kill me. So I'm just taking a slightly smaller angled brush and gonna fix it. Why does this always happen? Always. I can never just get two perfect brows. Alright, better? Better. You got some body on me now. Got some thickness on it. Oops. I'm over here breaking stuff. Let me just move on. I bet y'all done clicked out by now, but that's okay. If you're still here, thanks. Just skip ahead. I don't edit stuff. I used to edit, but I don't know. I got lazy. All right. I'm moving on to color correcting. I'm using my LA Girls Pro Conceal in orange, of course. And bring the mirror in a little bit. I have some dark spots on my forehead from some menses acne a while back, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I am going to live with it. I can't see my brushes, so let me move them. Okay. There's still mascara on my eyelash from last night. Alright. I don't know, my color character isn't looking the same today, but I'm gonna let it go. And I'm gonna move on to my Pixie by Petra translucent powder. Wait, no. I said I'm gonna rely completely on the foundation to be matte. Usually I use a matte primer and a powder to matte my face down before placing a foundation on it. But no, this keeps moving. Alright, pray for me. Like I said, I got this in 362 truffle. Ooh, okay, well, can I get one full pump? There we go. That's what one full pump looks like. Right down there, one full pump. Not so bad. Let's go a pump and a half. I gotta get my neck and my 6 head. I'm just gonna place it on like I usually would place on a liquid or cream foundation in dots, and then blend it with my silicone blender. I feel like this might be a little light, but at the same time, I don't mind. Yeah, it's a little light. It's a little light. It's a little light. A little light. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to take some, because it's a little light, don't come for me, okay? Okay? I am going to mix it with a little bit of Sephora foundation, and this is the 10-Hour Perfection foundation in sandalwood. I'll just put a little bit in the lid. It's pretty rich, so I'm not using much. I wish I didn't have to mix it so I can know exactly that it's just the foundation for all of the results that come out of this. Alright, now I'm going to blend it out with my silicone applicator. Okay, color match is looking decent. This foundation feels pretty normal on my skin right now. I'm not having any sort of a skin reaction to it. It is a pretty pretty neutral. It's neutral. In the bottle, it looks kind of cool, but on me, it looks kind of neutral. Maybe because I got a lighter shade than I needed to. It's not matte enough. It's not as matte as I expected it. Of course, I did add another foundation to it, so I'm not gonna be disappointed by that, because I did add another foundation to it. But in the areas where I did not place the Sephora foundation, it does look pretty decent. I'm gonna buff it out with a foundation brush. All right, Bonnet. Let me get in the way. I don't hate it. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. The undertone is a little bit, so I still have this much left over, so I guess I didn't need a pump and a half. Seeing as I really don't really need that much of it at all, because it's a lighter shade. But like I said, do I hate it? No. Is it my favorite? No. But we're just gonna move on. I still feel like it's not matte enough. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm gonna just move on and give it a chance. I'm moving on to the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in hazelnut. All right, so I found the package. It was not in the trash. I missed the trash can. It is a liquid concealer, obviously. It claims to have a complete yet natural-looking coverage of flaws and imperfections, matches an even skin tone, breathable feel, oil-free, non-comedogenic. Why am I trying to read a word I can't pronounce when I do it to myself? And dermatologist tested. Then it just has instructions. All right, so the formula sounded kind of thick. But that's okay. We like a thick concealer. We like a buildable sister. So let's just give it a try. I put quite a bit up there, but that's okay. All right. I'm really sketchy because I'm not doing any additives to the base or anything. By that I mean a matte primer or a powder or a setting spray. So kind of yellow. Definitely buildable. Shade looks good with this foundation. Looks decent on me. Is it perfect? No, but it's also a drugstore foundation and concealer. But I've went through a lot of concealers, and this concealer is really great. I've went through quite a few concealers trying to find a great concealer for my skin, for how it will react to my skin and everything. And this is probably the one that's working the best so far. A $6 drugstore concealer. So, what are you doing, Too Faced? Born This Way concealer. What are you doing? I didn't like you. You didn't work. What are you doing, Sephora concealers? What? Maybe I should try the new Fenty concealer. But at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be any better either. Just being honest. I don't think it's gonna be any better. So, well, I spent like $30 on it. It's very brightening. It's radiant. It is warming in a way. And it's buildable, so I'm gonna build it up a little bit. There and there. See how it looks. Build it. Build it. I feel like there's a better word for that, like constructed. But then I feel like constructed doesn't fit in this scenario. Alright, not the point. Oh, I like that. I like that. Medium coverage. I like it. Just gotta make sure it's blended. Alright, now I'm gonna buff that out with my foundation brush again. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and contour so I can start powdering. And because this foundation's a little bit on the lighter shade, I'm gonna contour with a slightly heavier hand. When I said slightly heavier, I didn't mean quite that heavy. But that's okay. That's alright. It's okay. Now, because I am a little lazy today, I'm going to contour with my beach foundation in Deep Ebony. When I got this and actually put it on my face to see how it would work as a foundation, it was interesting. It was way too dark. Not that nothing anything wrong with a little bit more chocolate, but it was a little too dark for me. So now I just use it as a cream contour. I mean, I didn't return it. I wasn't gonna get upset because I caught it on sale for like $5. So yeah, it's just a cream contour for me now. Alright, I'm gonna blend out my nose first. I'm not sure what this music is, but it's pretty smooth. Elevator music, restaurant music. Now, when I bake, that contour will come out looking sharp. Just working in small circles with my contour. Just making sure it's blended in with the concealer nicely. Nice even transition. Now I'm going to set that with a powder concealer. And by that I mean a dark eyeshadow. Because I have yet to find a powder concealer, a dark enough powder that works for me. because I like a thick contour. I do. I like it not thick, but I like it deep in range. Oh, you're breaking stuff. It's really radiant, an uncomfortable amount of radiance because I mean I have dry skin, but I still like a matte finish. I've achieved a matte finish without drying out my skin before, so without my skin looking too dry. But I'm gonna let it go because I am experimenting. I'm going to use my Bare Minerals foundation, original foundation. Wait, this isn't a foundation, is it? It has a broad spectrum SPF 15, but something concealers. I always thought this was just a dusting powder or pressing powder. Okay, apparently this is the powder foundation. I've just been using it as a baking and pressing powder. But anyway, it's a neutral dark 24, and I'm going to continue to do so. It's a really nice shade, a really nice texture. It's really fine. That should have gave it away. It's really fine for it to sink into pores. Stupid. So let me get some more of the powder out. I feel like there could have been a better design to these things. Instead of getting powder everywhere, just got it everywhere, reopening it. So I'm going to bake with this so it evens out the color between the foundation and everything else. Okay. As for baking underneath my contour, I will use a cheap banana powder, my AOA Studio Perfect banana powder for that. Just gonna use a cheap one. There we go. Alright, let's put these back into place. And now it's time for wonderful, wonderful eyeshadow. I'm going to use my tone palette again. And I'm going to use this peachy shade. For my eyebrows, I used that shade. I forgot to say that, my bad. I'm using this peachy shade to give me a light base as well as sort of color correct my eyelids since they are darker. I brought that up kind of high, but that's all right. Maybe I should start editing again so you don't have to watch 50 seconds of me blending in this concealer on my eyelid. Maybe. Now, I'm not sure what I'm wearing today, so I'll just do a neutral eye look. So, I will start with my Too Faced chocolate palette. And a fluffy brush. And use the shade Salted Caramel as a transition between my brow bone and the eyeshadow. Alright. I'm going to keep it really general, I think, and go with, yes, maybe something like eccentric, of course. Of course, I'm going to use eccentric as my transition shade. Eccentric from the ABH Novena palette as my transition shade. Transition shade. Alright. Now, I do want to wear some color today, so I'm going to step away from these ABH palettes because they're very neutral and glittery, and I always go for them, so. What color should I wear? Blue? I'm gonna go with the what palette is this? The All Day Affair palette. The of course shady. And I'm gonna try some colors in here. I'm gonna try to do an eye look with maybe just these. Maybe. It's looking pretty neutral in here. Let me show you. I'm undecided. I am really indecisive, so forgive me. Oh, we'll get another palette. maybe the Let's Make Waves palette. It's of blues and greens. Oh, it's messy. Oh, messy. Got a green all over it. Looks like body paint or something. Okay, I decided that I want to do a cute look, something different. So I am just gonna start, and whatever happens, happens, which is never a good thing. I'm going to take the deepest blue in the palette and still mix it with a little bit of black. And then I'm going to top that off with a little bit more of the deep blue. I'm just going to start placing eyeshadow until it feels right, until it feels like it's going to look like something beautiful. So I'm doing the packing and then blending method. I'm packing it on with this brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with another brush. Ooh, I messed up. Look at that. Ooh, that didn't help. All right. That's my life. Now I'm going to take this dense round brush and blend it out. I'm not going to take it anywhere. I'm just going to blend it out. This side's up a little further than I'd like it to be. Like it to be like this one. It's up a little far. But I'm gonna let it go and move on because there's lots of colors that I could use. Such as one. Oh, I got confused between the palettes for a second. I'm okay. This is the All Day Affair orange palette I just showed you again. And this is the Until Sunset red and pink. Open. All right. And I'm not sure what to do with this. But I'm going to do something until it starts to come out right. And I'm going to start in the All Day Affair orange palette. I'm going to cut my crease. And I'm going to use this concealer. I wouldn't usually use this concealer. I'd usually use the concealer palette because the concealers in there are thicker, tackier. But I'm going to give this a try again. I'm trying to give it a fair try. Alright, it's not cut out for this. It's way too smooth. It's not quite sticky enough. I don't think it's gonna dry down to be any stickier. But I've given it a chance. So can't say I never gave it a chance. Alright. It is really liquidy. It feels really watery on the eyelid, which is never great. Now I'm going to... Oh, right. I'm so tired of sneezing. Now I'm going to start. Don't sneeze again. All right. Now I'm going to start packing in this deep burgundy shade. Just on the outer edge. It's okay, blue will get blended back in just a moment. It's a really nice red plum, reddish plum. All right, now because this book is already gotten a little wild, I'm gonna bring it back down. But first, I'm going to go ahead and add that blue back on the outer corner. Ooh, I went off track a little bit there, but that's all right. Oh, and some more blue. Now, to get a really nice transition, what I like to do is completely wipe off the brush, get it pretty clean, and then go back in the middle and blend out those colors, kind of make them drag together, and then wipe off the brush and then go to the other side. All right. Not so bad, but because I feel like that red is a little invisible, I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit more. All right, I like that. I like that. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. Now I'm going to take a gold shade from the this one, or maybe I should use one from one of my ABH palettes because it's pretty general, and I want to use a bright one, but something that's not too bright. Bronzed? No. Sultry? I'll just put a little bit on. I'm gonna put a little sultry on top of this red. Sultry from the ABH Soft Glam palette. And then I'm gonna put it on top of the shimmer I have on, because it's not shimmery enough. It's not quite glittery as sultry is. Make sure those edges are blended. Alright. My nose is so itchy. You got powder in there. I must have got powder in my nose because it's really itchy. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the basics and stop messing with everything else and just use a gold. And it's a really hard decision. But I'm going to use summer. I'm going to use summer. And I'm going to take this little round, thin precision brush. And I recently got this in a Christmas gift, and I've never used it. I never really use these pretty brushes because they're so cheaply made. But I'm going to try it. Got it from my grandma. So thanks, Grandma. Love you. She doesn't watch my videos, but it's okay. I kind of like this. Yeah, I really like this brush, actually. I like it. It packs so nicely. I'll clean that up. I'm like dashing it and dotting it into the red very slowly. And that's how I'm gonna make it blend. Go in very slow swipes into the red. I'm gonna have to bring some of that red back because I took it over a little too far. But that's okay, that's all eyeshadow ever is. Adding, taking away, adding, taking away, and re-adding. All right, I'm gonna grab the Soft Glam palette. I'm actually really loving how this is turning out. I'm gonna grab the Soft Glam palette and re-add some sultry. I'm not gonna use the other red because I place sultry on top, and I just want sultry to be blended well. If I can get it out onto this brush. This brush is having a hard time picking up sultry, but summer and sultry have about the same glitteriness, the same densities. So I don't know why. My outer corner on my right eye looks a little blacker than it does blue, but that's alright. I'm not going to fuss. If there's another color that you think I should have used instead of blue, tell me in the comments, because I feel like I wanted to do a different transition, something different, something colorful. So, but I feel like blue is a good option, but I feel like there are options that could be better, colors that I might not be thinking of that might look even better or just as good. Now I'm going to do my under eye, and I'm not going to do it with blue. I'm actually going to do it with the red because I don't like a dark under eye. I don't usually use this brush. All right. Now, let me stick these palettes back. Now I'm going to clean up the edges because it's really annoying me. I'm just going to take a baby wipe, clean up the edge. I need to do right here. Go away, blue. I feel like it's not. Yeah, I feel like it's not blended enough at the top, so I'm just going to take this little brush and kind of go back in and blend the top of the blue out some more. Oh, I didn't need to put the blue up because I have to clean up the cut crease. Look, I'm all sorts of backwards. Don't mind me. Just gonna clean up my cut crease. All right. I'm going to blend some, oops, it's right here. I'm going to blend some eccentric at the top of this blue. Some of the transition I started with. To actually de-bolden some of the color. It's a little too bold and the blend isn't acting right, so it's going to offset it a little bit. This eye is just being stubborn. It's too bold on that eye now. Gonna take a precision brush and clean up again. And I'd say that is looking good enough. Just making sure it's blended well there. Alright, this has hit an hour and it should not take this long. So I'm going to dust and move on with my life before I'm stuck here on this eyeshadow all day. This is too long. It might not even upload. Now I'm going to dust this off, or it's either going to blend in, I don't know. Because it keeps making me sneeze. All right. I'm starting to see that mattness come through a little better now. Okay, I'm going to highlight with the shade Dreamer from the Norvina palette. Highlight and wait, Norvina. I'm not using the right palette. Soft gray palette? Huh. Well, I guess I do want to use the Norvina palette. I'm using the shade Dreamer. All right. And of course, my cheekbones. I know that's not my cheekbone. I'm aware. Seemed a little too glittery for a second there. Might be a little much, but she's gonna say something to me. Hey, I dare you. I dare you. Dare. Double dog dare you. Okay. Okay. My eyeshadow is not the prettiest. It's not even even enough for me, but I'm not going to fuss over it. I'm going to put some blush on. I don't know what blush am I using. I guess I will use a red. Smart. There. I'll use the shade Passion from the Norvina palette. And for final smoothness, I'm using my e.l.f. finishing powder in Deep. I put it on after my highlight so I can ensure that I didn't put too much of anything on, because I do that a lot. Now I will spray my face. not before I fix my highlight. It made my eyeshadow look uneven. So I'm gonna use some salted caramel, some milk chocolate one, and just kind of do a little intervene, make that look even. Sort of worked, sort of didn't, sort of don't care, sort of ready to be done. After all this time, I thought maybe I should do an eyeshadow look that will match my lipstick. I'm also gonna top it with my Urban Decay All Nighter once it dries a little bit. So, finally, mascara. Yeah, I'm using this mascara to brush out my lashes. Because the brush on this one is great for combing. Getting all the way down to the roots. But this is not what I'm applying mascara. Just applying mascara. Now I'm going to my Elizabeth Arden lengthening mascara. Because it really does add some length. Doesn't add too much mascara. Adds just enough. Alright, and finally, yes, one more. This random mascara I picked up a while back. And this adds so much length and the perfect stretch between lashes. Stretch as an amount of space. Bottom lashes too. But first I'm going to do a little 3-dot method. Pretend I have a couple more lashes. I don't have the patience nor effort to put on bottom lashes. Alright, if you made it this far, that you're a real one, or you skip through, that's cool too. But if you made it to an hour and 9 minutes, go to my Instagram at Terrinikka Hines. DM me, tell me you made it to an hour and 9 minutes, and I will give you a shout out on Instagram. And this is the Maybelline Superstay and everything. Superstay Matte Ink and Pioneer. I already know I love this lipstick, the formula. It has a smell. It has a fruity smell. It really does last a long time, and it really is matte. But if you put too much on the inner, then it will ball up, and it's not great. But that is my makeup. To see my final thoughts and results and everything, follow me on Instagram at Terrinikka. More pictures will be posted there. This looks terrible with this eyeshadow, but we're gonna go with it. We're just gonna live our best life. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment any nice things.